What are the benefits of adding salt in a Flowerhorn tank? Which type of salt is the best for Flowerhorn? Hey everyone, welcome back to Blue Aquatics. I'm your host Himanshu Suri, and with over 15 years of hands-on experience, breeding and caring for Flowerhorn fish, I have seen just about every twist and turn these incredible cichlids can throw at you. Today, we are tackling a topic that sparks endless debates in the aquarium community. What are the benefits of adding salt to a Flowerhorn tank? And which type of salt is best for these vibrant, hump-headed beauties? If you have ever wondered why some Flowerhorn keepers swear by a pinch of salt while others steer clear, or if you are dealing with a stressed fish, fin issues, or just want to boost your Flowerhorn's overall vibe, this video is your deep dive. We'll explore every benefit from slime coat support to parasite control, break down the different types of salt and why one reigns supreme, and cover all possibilities, dosing right, potential pitfalls, seasonal tweaks, and even how salt fits into breeding setups. Trust me, by the end, you'll have the confidence to dedicate. Trust me, by the end, you'll have the confidence to decide if salt is your Flowerhorn's secret weapon. This is going to be packed with stories from my tanks, real world tips, and science made simple. So grab a drink, settle in, and let's make waves. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a video from Blue Aquatics. Let's kick things off by understanding why salt even enters the conversation for Flowerhorns. These fish These fish, hybrids of Central American cichlids, hail from freshwater environments with varying salinity levels. Think rivers that swell with minerals during rains or dry spells. In the wild, low levels of dissolved salts help their bodies handle water balance, fight off pathogens, and stay resilient. Fast forward to your tank, and adding a controlled amount of salt mimics that natural edge, giving your Flowerhorn a boost without turning your setup into a saltwater aquarium. It's not about making the water brackish, it's about subtle support for their physiology. Over the years on Blue Aquatics, I've experimented with salt in dozens of tanks, and the results? Healthier fish with popping colors, fewer flare ups of common issues, and even better hump development in some cases. But like everything in aquatics, it's all about balance too. Little, and you miss the perks. Too much, and you risk stressing your fish. So, what exactly does salt do? Let's unpack the benefits one by one, starting with the big one: osmoregulation. Osmoregulation is basically your Flowerhorn's internal plumbing for handling water and salts, and it's a game changer when things go off killer. Fish drink water and excrete waste through their gills and kidneys, but in pure fresh water, they constantly battle to avoid swelling up like a sponge. A tiny dose of salt, say 1 teaspoon per 5 gallons, helps by creating a slight salinity gradient that eases this process. Your Flowerhorn doesn't have to work as hard to maintain its electrolyte balance, reducing stress on its organs and freeing up energy for growth, colors, and that iconic hump. I remember one of my early Flowerhorns. a feisty Kamfa named Titan who arrived looking bloated and lethargic from a long transport. A gentle salt addition stabilized him overnight, and within a week he was flaring at his and within a week he was flaring at his reflection like a boss. On Blue Aquatics, we have shared stories like this because it's not just theory, it's the difference between a surviving fish and a thriving one. This benefit shines in quarantine tanks or after shipping, where stress spikes and osmoregulation takes a hit. Another standout perk is the boost to your Flowerhorn's slime coat, that invisible shield of mucus covering their skin and scales. Slime coat acts like a armor against bacteria, parasites, and physical scrapes. Think of it as nature's wetsuit. Low salinity water can thin this coat, leaving your fish vulnerable to infections or fin nipping. If you've got any tank mates, adding salt encourages thicker mucus production, fortifying that barrier and keeping wounds healing faster. In my experience, Flowerhorns in slightly salted water show glossier scales and fewer red streaks from minor injuries. Picture this: during a breeding run, my SRD pair got a bit rowdy, nicking each other's fins. A salt dip healed them quicker than medications alone, and their color bounced back brighter. For hobbyists chasing show quality fish, this slime coat edge means less downtime. For hobbyists chasing show quality fish, this slime coat edge means less downtime from heel ups and more time flaunting those pearl-scent spots. It's a subtle benefit, but once you see your Flowerhorn's skin gleam, you'll wonder how you ever kept a tank without it. Parasite control is where salt really flexes its muscles, and it's a lifesaver for Flowerhorn keepers, battling common foes like itch or flukes. These tiny invaders thrive in low salinity fresh water, latching onto gills or skin and causing white spots, flashing, or labored breathing. Salt disrupts their life cycles by dehydrating them. Os- Salt disrupts their life cycles by dehydrating them osmotically. Think of it as a gentle zap that makes the environment hostile without harming your fish. At treatment doses around 1 tablespoon per gallon for short periods, salt can knock out mild infestations faster than some meds, and it's chemical free. I've used this trick countless times on Blue Aquatic setups, like when a batch of fry came in with a velvet, a fuzzy parasite that turns fish dull and listless. A controlled salt bath cleared it in days, saving the lot. But here's the interesting twist: even at maintenance levels, salt acts preventively, lowering the odds of outbreaks by stressing parasites more than your Flowerhorn. It's like giving your tank an invisible force field, especially in multi-fish households where one sneezy newcomer can spread trouble. Let's not forget gill health, because Flowerhorns are heavy breathers. With those active lifestyles, their gills filter water for oxygen while excreting waste, but ammonia or nitrite spikes can inflame them, leading to gasping or reduced appetite. Salt helps by reducing gill swelling and improving ion exchange, making breathing easier and waste removal more efficient. In tanks with high bioloads, Flowerhorns are notorious poop machines. This means fewer toxic buildups and steadier water parameters. One of my long-term tanks, a 100-gallon community with a dominant male Flowerhorn,
saw constant nitrite creeps until I introduced low dose salt. Gills picked up, appetite soared, and the whole ecosystem stabilized. On Blue Aquatics, we love this benefit for larger setups, where it's like a quiet hero keeping the peace. Plus, healthier gills mean better oxygen uptake, which ties into vibrant colors. Your flower horns, reds and blues, need that flow to shine. Stress reduction is a sneaky but powerful upside, especially for these territorial divas. Flower horns get worked up easily from transport to territorial disputes, and chronic stress fades colors, shrink humps, and invites disease. Salt's osmoregulatory aid lowers baseline stress, helping your fish chill and recover faster. It's like a spa day for their cells, balancing fluids so they focus on being fabulous instead of fighting survival mode. I've noticed this is a post quarantine integrations. Salted water eases the transition, cutting aggression spikes by 50% in my observations. For breeding pairs, its gold less stress means more successful spawns and hardier fry. Imagine your flowerhorn patrolling its cave with swagger instead of hiding. That's the magic. On Glow Aquatics, we have tied this to overall tank harmony, where a dash of salt turns a tense setup into a serene show tank. Now, hydration and electrolyte balance. Yeah, even in water, fish need to stay hydrated, right? Salt replenishes essential ions like sodium and chloride, lost through urine and gills in soft fresh water. Without them, flower horns can suffer muscle cramps, poor growth, or even sudden deaths from electrolyte crashes. A maintenance dose keeps levels steady, mimicking mineral rich habitats and supporting nerve function for that lively personality. In soft water regions, like parts of India where many Blue Aquatics viewers are, this is crucial. Tap water often lacks minerals, leaving fish depleted. I once rescued a batch of imported flower horns looking twitchy and off balance. Salt turned them around, and they're swimming smooth out like clockwork. This benefit extends to fry rearing, where tiny bodies need that ionic kick to develop strong This benefit extends to fry rearing, where tiny bodies need that ionic kick to develop strong skeletons and humps. It's fascinating how smooth It's fascinating how something as simple as salt bridges the gap between wild resilience and tank life. Color enhancement. Oh, absolutely. Salt indirectly amps up those flowerhorn fireworks. By improving slime coat, gill function, and stress levels, it lets pigment like hexaxanthine shine through without interference from inflammation or poor circulation. Reds deepen, pearling, sparkles, and blues pops under lights. It's not a direct dye, but in my salted tanks, colors intensify within weeks, especially in SRDs, where red is king. Pair it with a pigment rich tide, and it's like unblocking a level up. Pair it with a pigment rich tide, and it's like unlocking a level up. Hobbyists chasing competition ready fish swear by it. On Blue Aquatics, we have documented the glow up in side by side comparisons. Just remember, it's supportive, not standalone, combined with great water and food for the full effect. Wound healing gets a nod too, as salt creates a mildly antiseptic environment that speeds tissue repair. If your flower horn scrapes against decor or spars during a flare up, salt reduces bacterial growth in the injury site, preventing infections like fin rot. It draws out fluids gently, promoting cleaner healing without the sting of harsher meds. In breeding tanks where nips are common, this keeps parents battle ready. I've used it post transport for fin tears, and the regrowth is quicker and cleaner than plain water setups. It's like a low key benefit that saves headaches, especially for active flower horns who treat their tank like a playground. Now let's shift to a second half of our question: which type of salt is best for flower horns? Not all salts are created equal. Some are kitchen staples, others aquarium specific, and picking wrong can do more harm than good. The gold standard is a plain aquarium salt, also called API aquarium salt or generic non iodized sodium chloride. It's pure NaCl, free from additives like iodine, anti caking agents, or flavors that could irritate gills or disrupt water chemistry. Iodized table salt. Steer clear. It's toxic in aquariums as iodine builds up and stresses fish. 1 teaspoon per 5 gallons dissolves cleanly, raising salinity to 0.1 to 3%, perfect for flower horns without overwhelming their freshwater biology. On Blue Aquatics, we stock this because it's reliable, affordable, and backed by years of testing in our facilities. Epsom salt or magnesium sulfate is another contender, but it's not for general use. It's a specialist for constipation or swim bladder woes. Flower horn overfeed easily, leading to bloating, and a bath of 1 tablespoon per gallon of Epsom salt draws out fluids, relieving pressure. But for ongoing tank addition, skip it. Magnesium imbalances can cloud water or harm plants. It's best as short-term treatment, not a staple. Reef salt mixes, loaded with calcium and trace elements for saltwater tanks, are overkill and pricey for flower horns. They spike hardness too high, stressing kidneys. Kosher salt tempts some for purity, but it's coarser and harder to dose accurately, risking uneven distribution. What about rock salt or sea salt? They sound natural, but impurities like heavy metals make them risky. Your flower horn's sensitive system doesn't need surprises. Stick to lab grade or pet store aquarium salt for consistency. In India, where many Blue Aquatic fans source locally, opt for brands like Seedchem or Tetra Pure, soluble and vetted. For dosing, start low, 1 tablespoon per 5 gallons for maintenance. Building over days to monitor behavior. Use a hydrometer or TDS meter to track salinity, aiming for 1000 to 3000 per particle million. That is 1000 to 3000 ppm. Dissolve salt in tank water before adding to avoid hot spots that burn scales. On Blue Aquatics, we have compared salts in controlled tests, and Aquarium NaCl always wins for safety and efficacy. All possibilities mean covering when salt isn't ideal. Overdosing above 1 tablespoon per 5 gallon long term can dehydrate flower horns, causing lethargy or organ strain. Sensitive fry or injured fish tolerate less, so half dose for them. In planted tanks, salt stresses many plants. Yellowish leaves. Use hardy species like anubias if salting. Soft water lovers like some tetras hate it. So solo flower horn tanks are best. During breeding, Low salt support egg hatching, but postpone boost aids recovery. Monitor pH scale can nudge it up slightly, so buffer if needed. In your Flowerhorn shows, clamped fins post addition dilute immediately with fresh water. Seasonal tweaks add intrigue. In humid monsoons, salt combats fungal risks from damp air, but test tap water for mineral spikes. Winter chills, salt lowers freezing point slightly, stabilizing temperatures. For travel or shows, a pre-salted bag keeps stress low. In my Blue Aquatics salted bag, it's always NaCl and Epsom salt for the need. And in my Blue Aquatics breeding room, we rotate salt cycles 2 weeks on, one off to prevent tolerance buildup. Maintenance with salt is straightforward but key. Vacuum substrates more often as salt doesn't evaporate. Waste concentrates. Rinse filters in salted and unsalted water to avoid buildup. For water changes, match salinity to prevent shocks. Long term, alternate with carbon dosing for detox. Anecdotes from viewers. One saved a parasite riddled Flowerhorn with a salt bath. Another boosted colors pre show. It's versatile, but knowledge is power. Wrapping up, salt's benefits: osmoregulation, slime coat, parasite zap, gill aid, stress cut, electrolyte balance, color pop, healing, make it a Flowerhorn ally when used right. Color pop, healing, make it a Flowerhorn ally when used right. Aquarium NaCl is the champ. Pure, dosable, safe. Cover possibilities, dose wisely, and watch your fish thrive. Thanks for diving in with me, Himanshu Suri on Blue Aquatics. Questions, comments below. I reply fast. Like, share, subscribe for more. Keep tank salty, sweet, and Flowerhorns fierce. See you next.